Alright guys, it's Stephen here on BlueMoonRisingTV and it's the transfer target, and we have 5 names for you today. It's a bit of a bumper edition, but the first one is Nolito. Now this is apparently done. He was spotted in Manchester yesterday in a restaurant called San Carlo, which is where all the footballers go, and that came only hours after people were saying he'd been in Manchester to have a medical at City. It all makes sense, it all adds up, and I think this one is going to move pretty much to the centre. He's a Manchester City player, all but officially now. I think it'll be announced within the next couple of days on City's website, and I'm pretty happy with this. I think he'll be a good player, 14 million, which is his rumoured release fee clause. He suits Pep's style of play, and I think that this will be proved a pretty decent bit of business in the long term. Elsewhere, Thiago. Now this one has come back today out of nowhere. I think we were all surprised to see this name pop up again. It seemed too difficult to kind of prize him away from Bayern Munich, and that still may prove to be the case. But El Confidencial, who are a very respected source over in Spain, reckon that City are concocting some kind of master plan to prize him away from the German giants. There's something in it in terms of like, Thiago's agent is Pep Guardiola, the name that keeps reappearing constantly, and obviously that's Pep's brother. Whether it'll happen or not, I'm not convinced personally. I think there's too much complication there. I think it's a very difficult transfer to pull off, so we'll keep it on the outer rings for now. But it's one that we'd all love to see happen, and Thiago once himself said that Pep is like a father to him. So there is that mutual respect there. Fingers crossed there. There was another new name yesterday as well, Bruno Perez. Now, if you don't know much about him, that's fair enough, but he's a 26-year-old right back who plays for Torino, Brazilian, and he's had a great season over in Italy. Apparently, he had more dribbles than anyone else in the top 5 European leagues last season, and that's from a right back. That's 83. That's quite impressive. Quite impressive stats for a defender. Well, what I've seen of him, he looks very powerful, very strong, very fast. A little bit of like a Cafu kind of Maicon kind of player. Maicon when he was younger and good, not the Maicon of City, obviously. And this all kind of tallies considering the fact that Zabaleta is allegedly leaving, which is still horrible news, but it seems to make sense that we're looking for a right back. Whether we'll get him or not, I'm not convinced yet because I've not seen enough. It might just be his agent spreading rumours off the back of a great season. But once again, another just to keep an eye on. That's going to stay around the outer rings of the circle for now. And now we actually have a confirmed transfer. We've signed Aaron MOOY. Now, if you don't know him, that once again, that is also understandable. He's a 25-year-old Australian central midfielder, and he's had something of a breakthrough season over in the A-League. He's been one of the standout players for Melbourne City this year. He's been their player of the season for 2 years in a row, and he set a record last year in the Australian League of 21 assists, and he also scored 10 or 11 goals. I've watched him online. He seems a bit like Frank Lampard, interestingly. He seems to be a very dynamic midfielder, can create, pass really well, he scores long ranges. He seems to be really intelligent. However, this is Manchester City we're talking about. A player to step up from that league to make an impression at our club, that's a big ask. Stranger things have happened, but I'm thinking this might be one of those signings that we get from a sister club that's one of convenience. And there'll be like an end game with this where we loan him out to someone, maybe make a bit of a profit. Even Marwood himself said City have signed him to ensure his professional growth, whatever that means. It doesn't imply that he'll be involved with City, does it? Let's be honest. But yeah, this one's confirmed. What do you reckon to Aaron MOOY? Get in the comments if you know much about him, because I think it's fair to say most people won't. But it's an interesting one. And the final name is Benjamin Garre. Now, he's just a kid, still only 15 years old. He's an Argentinian wonderkid. We see that tag, bandied about quite a lot, but I think it's just for him. He seems to be turning heads everywhere. Barcelona were allegedly after him, and he said that he's joining City because joining someone like City is a gift from God, which is quite an endearing quote from the young lad. But there's been some kind of hesitancy around the whole transfer. Allegedly, Vélez Sarsfield, his club, aren't happy with City signing a player under 18, and they're trying to complain to FIFA about it. I'm not too concerned. I think City are too wise to let something like this slip. They're not going to just sign a player and not be aware of the consequences, especially considering all the rumours a few months ago about there being a problem with the young Maltese left-back that we'd signed. I think it'll be fine. I think we'll sort this out. Argentinians historically have a good reputation of getting kind of access to European teams, given the fact that his Italian heritage as well. And I think it'll be interesting. He seems like a very good player too, another wonderkid for our academy. But yeah, that's the end of this transfer target. But a lot of names there. Who are you excited to see out of all these potentially? Obviously, Nolito's pretty much done. Thiago, is that a pipe dream? Bruno Perez, do you know much about him? And Aaron MOOY, Australian fans watching this, what do you reckon to the player? Can he actually make an impact to City? It'll be a big ask, but stranger things have happened. Get in the comments below, drop a like on the video, subscribe, and we'll see you soon.